So welcome everyone for this session on Fuzzy DeMaTEL. I have started DeMaTEL with the Google Scholar. I searched for Fuzzy DeMaTEL and here are the couple of papers. The papers are about developing global managers competencies using Fuzzy DeMaTEL or DeMaTEL for developing supplier selection criteria or identifying the critical success factors in emergency management using Fuzzy DeMaTEL. The third title is the most appropriate one because one of the research question in Fuzzy DeMaTEL is always about critical success factor to find out the critical success factor about the DeMaTEL. Now, here we must differentiate between the three things. So let's start our discussion from here. MCDM, it stands for multi-criteria decision making. Three things we will talk about it. One session I took on the last Sunday. If you are there, then learning DeMaTEL will be extremely easy. Even if you're not there, DeMaTEL is very easy. You will be able to handle it properly. The three techniques in the DeMaTEL, one is AHP, second is ISM, and third is DeMaTEL. Purposefully, I'm writing D, E small, A small, DeMaTEL. AHP stands for Analytical Hierarchy Process. The most important thing here is it gives the weight. For example, we have the 5-7 factors related to anything. For example, I want to select a restaurant for my evening party, or I am selecting a MBA college for one of my kids. So there must be certain factors which we can use. To give the relative weightage, we use the technique as AHP. ISM stands for Interpretive Structure Modeling, and the word associated here is the hierarchical model. The meaning of the hierarchical model is step by step, it will tell who's the IDV, then whom next sort of mediators, and final DV. And there is a concept of micmac here. Chart is there. We make that. DeMaTEL gives two things. It tells, unlike the hierarchical model, it gives a bundle of DV and IDVs. It will tell out of all the factors who are the dependent, who are the independent. Secondly, it will give their relative importance also. Relative importance of all. So who's the most important, followed by the second, third, fourth, etc. Now there is something common in all of these techniques. What is common? Number one, in all of them, we go for the expert opinion. How many experts should be there? That depends. 10 to 15, 20 is a larger number. 10 to 15 is a good number. So you must, for this, you must always mention the previous papers in your area, whatever they have taken. But I haven't seen any paper of more than 20. 20 is a large number. Generally, it is a blend of industry people, the academicians, the practitioners, and any other people you feel that might be helpful in determining about these factors. So generally, industry people and the users are different. They might be same also. In all of the three, we work with the expert opinion. Another common feature in all of them is we go for the paired comparison. In all the three, we go for the paired comparison. So we ask on a 5-point, 7-point, or the 9-point scale, which one is less important, which is more important, or that is in AHP. And in ISM and DeMaTEL, we talks about, in ISM, there is a thing called VEXO framework. So we reply in terms of whether row column has an influence on column, or column has an influence on row, or both influence each other, or no influence. And the similar case we will do in the DeMaTEL. So paired comparison is used of all the factors in all the three techniques. Now let's discuss a little bit about the ISM and the DeMaTEL. What are the similarities and what are the differences in the ISM and the DeMaTEL? So in the ISM, we go with the VEXO framework. Meaning of the VEXO is we put the same factors into row and the column, and we take the data only of the upper triangular matrix. Upper triangular, half of the table. Upper triangular matrix, we take the data. Unlike in DeMaTEL, we take the complete table. So it means every pair will be considered 2 times complete table. So let me show you one example of the same. So this is a little old paper. This was published probably in, just see when it was published, in 2010. So little old paper, but it's a very short paper, only 6 pages, published in a relatively okay journal. And to begin with, this is a very good paper. It says to identify the key success factor of hotel service quality. Now we will do the DeMaTEL and the fuzzy DeMaTEL actually in 2-3 steps. So step number 1 here will be, I'm back on my paintbrush. The 3 steps here we will use that. Number 1, how to identify the factors on which we are working, how to identify the factors. So step number 1 will be about the factors. 2-3 methods are there about identifying the factors. Number 1, you can simply go for the SLR, and after that you find that these are the factors which are very important. Or you can ask this from the experts, that what are the factors I should ask, I should go to the other people, other experts. Or the third thing is, you may ask the users, you can conduct a survey of the users, and from the users you can find out the factors. This paper used the third method. I will just demonstrate that. The second step will be, we will compute the DeMaTEL, and third step is about the fuzzy inputs in that, how to go for the fuzzy DeMaTEL. So 3 steps. I'm starting with the first one, and in between I will come back again the differences of ISM and the DeMaTEL. So when this paper starts with the key success factors of hospital service quality, and they say whenever it comes to service quality, we already have something called the cervical. So they say we use the cervical method, and in the cervical method, there are the 22 statements. So 22 statements are changed into the format of the hospital. So it means like a warm and comfortable environment in hospital, TD, appearance of the service personnel, well-equipped medical equipment, and so on. So this is made in terms of hospital. 206 patients were taken. They use the third method. 3 methods are there for identifying the factors. First is you go for the review of literature, maybe SLR. From that you find that these are the factors which mostly people talk about. Preferably, you should write the definition of every statement, every factor, and the reference where from you have taken. Second is you go for the expert, and expert will tell you that these are the factors which are important. This paper used the third method. Third method is survey method from the end user. 206 such people were taken, and they were asked which factor is important on a 5-point scale. Now 1 means very less important, 5 is extremely important, and mean score is computed. Now mean score coming 4 point something indicates according to the patients, all the factors are important, but we will not work on the all 22. So on the basis of mean score, they identified the 7 factors. Check this out, which have the highest mean score. I think I can see 4.49. 4.49 is something medical staff with the professional activity. The other one is the pharmacist advice, 4.49. Another one high I can see is the detailed description of the patient condition, 4.4 something. Yeah, well-equipped medical equipment, 4.46. So starting from the top, they have identified the 7 factors. What are the 7 factors? These are the 7 factors which they say. These are on the top left, it's written well-equipped medical equipment, okay. Service personnel with a good communication skill, trusted medical staff, service personnel with the immediate problem-solving ability, detailed description of the patient condition by the medical doctor, medical staff with the professional ability, and pharmacist advice. These 7 factors they have taken. 7. Now, they went to the experts. How many experts they used? They said in that particular hospital, there were the 24 departments were there. And this particular thing, sort of questionnaire I will just show you, was sent to all 21 personnels. Only 19 people replied. So there is a data of 19, and this is the data they have shown. Now, what is the data and how we'll go ahead with that? Let's come to this file. Here, I have written this is your sort of questionnaire given to one person. So from A to G, the factors are written, and the same A to G are written here, and make the diagonal as the 0. This is the first difference with the ISM. In the ISM, the diagonal is kept as 1. Here, the diagonal is kept as the 0. There is no influence of equipment on equipment and so on. What are meant by 0, 1, 2, 3? So they have defined 0, 1, 2, 3 as 0 means no influence, 1 means low influence. So they have mentioned in this paper here. 0 is the no influence, 1 means low influence, 2 is the medium, and 3 means the high influence. Now we will go to the expert and say, please tell well-equipped medical equipment whether it will have any effect on the service personnel. So I replicated this study with the 2 of my research scholars. I gave this data to them and say, please fill the table. How much you find is the influence of this on this. I hope you are okay with me. Well-equipped medical equipment, B means how much effect of equipment is there on the service personnel with a good communication skill. The first PhD student replied 0. According to her, if a medical equipment is there, what to do with the communication skill? There is no relation. On the other hand, a boy answered 2. We asked him, what do you think, why there is an effect? His point of view was, I'm not taking communication as speaking English or preparing for the group discussion. His point was that if you got a good medical equipment, for example, ECG machine is there, MRI is there, then you will be in a better position to tell to the patient about his condition. So communication skill, he has taken not as the simple communication skill, rather telling the patient about his or her condition. So according to him, there should be some effect. Can you see? Different people think differently from the various perspectives. So that's why what we will take the data like this is the first person, this is the second person, and then we will go for their average. So here I will take the average of this, average of this. So if 2 people are there, it's okay. If 20 are there, it's okay. We will take the data. So 2 things we have done so far. We identified the factor. This paper identified the factors, went to the experts. In the experts, we go for a table format. In the ISM, we used to get only upper triangular matrix. Because of VEXO, the rest of the table we will fill on the basis of VEXO. But in the DeMaTEL, complete table is taken. It means every pair will be taken 2 times. Every pair is taken 2 times. It means effect of A on B and effect of B on A. This will be taken. And how will they get the data? Data is taken into 0, 1, 2, 3. It is no effect, low effect, medium effect, and the high effect is there. So this is the way we will ask the experts. How many experts? 15 to 20 is good then. Then what to do? Take the average of all the experts. Take the average of all the experts. So if we go back to this paper also shows the same. There are some calculation steps given. So here is the data. Now the data says, check it out. The first person has answered A has the effect on B as 1. Look at this. Third person, A has the effect on B as 1. Second person say A has effect on B as 0. Now this is a matrix form, just a table form. Write the ABCD on the rows as well as on the top of that, the column, and diagonal, make the diagonal as the 0. And the effect is 0, 1, 2. Now, if we have to take this AB, this first row, second column, it's 1, next it's 2, it's 0, 2, 2, and so on. For all the people, what we will do, we will take the average of all, and this will come the average. So please ask any doubt so far. Anything?
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Now, when we talk about this metrics that you had shown,
yes,
from A to, I think it was A to G.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, A to G.
Hmm.
So it ideally becomes 7 by 7, 49. But when you collect the responses, diagonally all are 0. So it
Yes.
becomes 7 into 6, 42.
Yes.
So that means when you gave it to your research scholar to identify A to B and B to A,
Yes.
the responses will be different.
Yes.
A to B is different than B to A, correct?
Correct. Very correct.
And do they understand about these combination? For example, what should it be from A to B or B to A?
Yes. Yes.
And how much time does it normally take for them to fill this kind of, or to give you a response on this 7 by 7 kind of
Right.
matrix?
So what we have done, we made them clear about it's better for the factor you write one line definition also, so that all people are on the same page. People should not assume from their own. It's better you write one definition, what it means, and preferably with an example. Like this is an example, give us a case or something. Then the second thing is we ask them, two research scholars, we ask to sit and tell their reasoning. Though generally it is not done, but we ask them to give the reasoning why they are thinking so. Because we just wanted to ensure that they understood it properly. It took them almost 35 to 40 minutes to answer the 42 such things. Any other questions, sir?
Okay, got it. I don't see any other questions on the chat box.
Okay.
Participants, if you have any questions, please ask now.
Yeah.
I guess no questions, sir. You can
No
continue.
questions, sir? Okay. So 15 to 20 experts, a table of a 7 by 7. But that depends on how many factors you have. They have the 7 factors. Take an average of all these factors. This is the one. I'm not going the manual calculation step. There are some inverses counted and then multiplied. I'm skipping that part. And one more thing I'm doing, say I assume that people know nothing about the RStudio. So I'm copying it and take to the next sheet. In the next sheet, I am removing the portion of this A, column A I'm removing. So next sheet, one sheet I have created new, and this I have done. And let me put its name. Its name I'm putting it as AVG. Just please see when I will go to the RStudio, AVG. When I will go to the RStudio, this is the sheet I will import. It's very important to note that in the Excel file, there can be different sheet. Now, this is the first sheet I have made a dummy where I simulated, like this is the patient data. I took the average of the patient data. So this is the average 5-point scale. So this is, I just made a table so that if I will share this table, people understand. These are the 22 statements. These are the 20 patients. The paper has taken 206. I made a format of 20. Take their average of the column, give the rank, and on the basis of the rank, these are the factors the paper has considered. On the basis of this, the table is made. The paper took the data from 19 experts and then take the average. Now, from this average, I am taking just the average of that and put it here, AVG. And this AVG is the sheet I will import into the R. I consider people have no knowledge of the R. If you have knowledge about the bibliometric, that much knowledge will be fine. In the R, I won't explain what is the syntax, the way of working, etc. First thing is in the packages, check there must be DeMaTEL with you. DeMaTEL, decision making, trial and evaluation laboratory techniques in R. If that is not available with you, in that case, you can click on the tools. In the tools, there is an install package. In the install package, write the DEMA, DeMaTEL will come and install it. Now, what we require? We require our data. Go to the environment. In the environment, there is an import data set from Excel. Now, where is this? It will say browse. Where is my data? My data is there on the desktop. I have this DeMaTEL and data. This is my file. Now it will open. It will always open the first sheet, but my data is on the fourth sheet. So I'm going from here. Let me reduce the zoom. Just 1 minute. I'm reducing the zoom here. Okay. So import data from Excel, browse. My data is there in the this one, DeMaTEL. In the DeMaTEL, I have the data. In the data, I'm going to the sheet. Okay, it will take a moment. I will go to the sheet number 4, average. Okay, why I can't see the average? Reason being, I have not saved it. I have created, let me save it and better close it, because some of the time it comes an error. The program in the file is in use in somewhere else. So go to the browse. My file is available here in the DeMaTEL data. In the data, first it will read. It is retrieving the data. This one AVG and cross check. This is the data, only this much. Yes, import data. Now, what additional things I require? This is my data. You can see that diagonal value is 0. Now, 2-line code require DeMaTEL. Second is attach. We need to attach. What is the name? It's called data. See, in the environment, its name is data. Whatever name you have given, the same should be taken, data. And 1-line code here is execute DeMaTEL. That's it. Just like as much people know about the bibliometrics and that part. So only 1-line code is there, the execute DeMaTEL. So execute DeMaTEL, it will run and it will quickly give me this sort of output also. A chart is there and couple of these tables, etc. are there. Now let's see what these things are. First, this is my raw data. This is available with me in the Excel file, the same data. Now there is a process of called normalized data. So it has done that normalized part. And after normalization part, 2 tables it will give me. First is this table, initial direct relationship matrix. And second is this table, R plus C, R minus C, etc. These both the tables are important for us. So I am taking first this particular table. It's called R plus C, R minus C. I will just explain it. I'm going back to Excel in a new file. I hope you know in the Excel, we can do column, text to column. So how to go for the text to column? For that, I can go to the data. In the data, there's a text to column. It says go to next. How my data? Automatically it read. Data is in this format. Yes, finish. Now 2 columns are important. These 2 columns. And what are the heading of that column? Here it is written C plus R. And next it's written, let me cross check. It's written C minus R. This table I have taken, make into this tabular format, C plus R, C minus R. And let me do it up to 2 decimal places. Just cross check what I have done. I have taken the data into the Excel format, import the data. It will come here in the environment. 3-line code, require DeMaTEL, attach and execute DeMaTEL, the data. Please ensure that additional column is not there with you, else you need to remove that. That's why in the Excel sheet, I have taken only the numerical data, eliminating the factors or their names, etc. If you wish to, we can put them, but those are not required. Now, in the output, there are the 3-4 sort of the table. The first table is the raw data. That's with me. Next, it will do normalization. I can skip this part. Next 2 tables are important to me. Normalize initial direct one. So let me take this also. This is also important to me. In the Excel, I'm taking it. Let me put it here. Again, I need to do that text to column part. And one more is there, C1, etc. So taking this also. All these things which I'm doing in Excel, I could have done in R also, but I assume that people know nothing about that. So I'm taking here. Plus. Okay. So text to column, go to the data, text to column. It will understand, do the finish. These are in separate columns. Do the same here, text to column. Next, finish. This I don't require. And these are part of a 1 table. These are part of the 1 table. So 2 tables I get. 1 table, its name is direct relationship, normalized initial direct relationship matrix. Let me take this name also so that I know which is which. And the second one, the second table here, it says relationship between criteria. Relationship between criteria. So it's, let me write its name here. Now I told you, DeMaTEL tells me two things: who are the DV and the IDV. First, it will tell me who is my DV and who's the IDV. And second, it tells me the importance of all. So check this out. Look at this column, R plus C, R minus C. Look at this column. In this column, you will find wherever they have written, let me zoom it. C minus R will give you, C minus R will give you who's your DV and who's your IDV. A positive values here are IDVs and the negative values in this column are the DV. Negative values are the DV, positive values are the IDV. This is number one. Number two, C plus R gives you importance. So let me write that. So C plus R gives you importance and C minus R gives you who's your IDV, DV. How do you know? A value less than 0 is DV and the value greater than 0 is IDV. As simple as that. So value greater than 0 is IDV and value less than 0 is the DV. And what about the second? This is their importance. So let me find out the rank, who's the most important, is equal to rank of this number into this series. That's more than enough. So according to it, it is telling me that C3 is the most important factor. C3, I have the name with me, I can take that. This is the most important, followed by the C6, followed by the C5 and the others also. Okay, so now what we can do, we can put it on the chart. We can put it on the chart, though I have a chart given here in the R on this side, but I'm making the same chart. Remember C minus R, they have taken on the y-axis. So the rule of the Excel is any variable which you want to put on the x-axis should be on the left-hand side. Should be on the left-hand side. So select this one and go to the insert. Go to the insert. Go to the part. Insert chart, scatter chart. This will be the scatter chart. Okay, and we will give the name of this one. But just check it once again. Our DeMaTEL is almost done. How we have done that? In the Excel, take the expert opinion, take the average, one table of all the expert, import it into the RStudio, run the one-line code, execute DeMaTEL. First two tables skip, the raw data and the initial normalized data. Next two are important to me. First, I am talking about this table, relationship between the criteria. In the relation between the criteria, C minus R gives me DV and IDV. Negative values are DV, positive are IDV. C plus R gives me importance. Just in order of their importance, I have done the rank. I have done a couple of things in R. What are the things? Text to column. First part I have done. Make a chart, use the rank method. These 2-3 things, Excel operations I have conducted here.